A big hub gets announced in the tri-state area in the United States, and Canada and Germany look to sign a huge hydrogen deal in Newfoundland. All this on today's Hydrogen Podcast.
So the big questions in the energy industry today are, how is hydrogen the primary driving force behind the evolution of energy? Where is capital being deployed for hydrogen projects globally? And where are the best investment opportunities for early adopters who recognize the importance of hydrogen? I will address the critical issues and give you the information you need to deploy capital. Those are the questions that will unlock the potential of hydrogen, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Paul Rodden, and welcome to the Hydrogen Podcast.
In a press release on August 16th, U.S. Steel, Equinor, and Shell to explore regional clean energy opportunities. United States Steel Corporation, Equinor U.S. Holdings, and Shell U.S. Gas and Power have entered into a non-exclusive cooperation agreement to advance a collaborative clean energy hub in the Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania region. The hub would focus on decarbonization opportunities that feature carbon capture, utilization, and storage, as well as hydrogen production and utilization. The development of this hub and its associated infrastructure would generate new, sustainable jobs, stimulate economic growth, and help achieve significant reductions in carbon emissions. The regional CCUS and hydrogen hub aligns with both United States and project partners' ambitions to realize net zero carbon emissions by 2050. To support its development, Equinor and Shell will jointly apply for U.S. Department of Energy funding designated for the creation of regional clean energy hubs. U.S. Steel is evaluating the role it may play in the hub, including as a potential funding participant, customer, supplier, and partner. In a quote from Greet Tveit, SVP of Equinor Low Carbon Solutions, estimating a low-carbon hub in this region could have a profound impact on both the climate and the economy, creating sustainable jobs that will support families for many years to come. For 14 years, we have been engaged in investing in this region, and our significant equity gas production in the Appalachia region has proved to be an important low-carbon asset in our portfolio. In collaboration with partners and the local community, we're proud to advance this initiative and America's net zero future. Now, with an abundance of low-carbon gas, a robust industrial sector, and a skilled workforce, the tri-state region boasts the optimal location for a potential hub. Equinor and Shell are uniquely positioned to help develop a clean energy hub in the region, with each having several operational projects around the world. U.S. Steel is a historic innovator and leader in the energy-efficient production of steel, and a strategy focused on creating a more sustainable future for all its stakeholders. In a quote from Lee Stockwell, GM U.S. Carbon Capture and Storage for Shell and signee of the cooperation agreement, we're proud of the collaboration with Equinor and U.S. Steel. Together, we'll continue to leverage our deep technical experience, existing networks, and seek to build out the partnership with our customers and other partners. U.S. Steel is investing in significant resources to achieve the sustainability goals in our, quote, best for all strategy. And we know we cannot do it alone. Successfully addressing the climate crisis requires public and private collaborations. This according to Richard Fruhauf, U.S. Steel's Chief Strategy and Sustainability Officer. He continues by saying, we cannot and will not stand still, and this agreement is another effort to advance profitable, sustainable steel solutions for people and the planet. To realize the true potential of a working hub, private and public engagement is critical. Equinor, Shell, and U.S. Steel will be engaging the local industry, labor and educational institutions, and communities, and others. Okay, so a big collaboration announcement between U.S. Steel, Equinor, and Shell in the tri-state area within the United States. And the first thing I would say about this announcement is that I'm not entirely sure that the tri-state area is the most optimal place to put a hydrogen hub. Now, that's not to say that it's not a good place. There is ample natural gas and coal in this region to produce tons of hydrogen and carbon. But there are many other areas within the United States that are vying for this newfound money from the government. And if Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania want to come out on top to get that money, they do have a fight ahead of them. But that being said, politics aside, these three companies know what they're doing, not just in energy delivery, but are also becoming leviathans in the hydrogen industry as well. And so going forward, what I want to see continue on from this announcement is just exactly what U.S. Steel is going to do in this engagement, and specifically what the plans are for the carbon capture, utilization, and storage for the CO2 that's produced. Because the answer to those two questions will really give us an idea as to the economic outcome and viability of this project. Next, in an article from CBC News, Canada and Germany to sign hydrogen deal in Newfoundland. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz are set to sign a green energy agreement later this month in Newfoundland that could prove pivotal to Canada's nascent hydrogen industry. The German government on Friday issued a statement confirming that the agreement will be signed on August 23rd in Stephenville, where a Newfoundland-based company plans to build a zero-emission plant that will use wind energy to produce hydrogen and ammonia for export. If approved, the project would be the first of its kind in Canada. Germany is keen to find new sources of energy because Russia's invasion of Ukraine has led to a surge in natural gas prices. As well, Russia has reduced its flow of natural gas to its European customers, prompting concerns about supply shortages. Meanwhile, the company behind Newfoundland project, World Energy GH2, has said the first phase of the proposal calls for building up to 164 onshore wind turbines to power a hydrogen production facility at the deep sea port at Stephenville. Long-term plans call for tripling the size of the project. And a quote from Stephenville Mayor Tim Rose, who noted the province did not lift a moratorium on wind farm development until this year, said, "There is a heightened urgency for Canada to step into this new market that's in such high demand. We're poised to be the green energy hub of North America." Among the companies behind the project is CFFI Ventures, Inc., led by Nova Scotia-based billionaire John Risley, who is best known as co-founder of Clearwater Seafoods. As for Trudeau and Scholz, Rose said they will be joined in Stephenville by cabinet members and a delegation of German business leaders who will attend a green energy trade show before the signing ceremony. Rose said Stephenville is an ideal place for a wind farm because the area is known for having a world-class wind corridor. As well, the town has the means to produce the large amounts of water needed for hydrogen production because heavy-duty infrastructure remains in place from the Abitibi-Price paper mill that closed in 2005. Again, in a quote from Rose, "It appears to be the energy of the future and the demand is very robust. We're stepping up when another country needs our resources." The multi-billion-dollar project was registered with the province in June and now requires an environmental impact statement. In its proposal, World Energy GH2 says it is on the cutting edge of a new green industry. According to the proposal, the development of large-scale green hydrogen production facilities is just starting, providing Newfoundland and Labrador and Canada as a whole with the opportunity and advantages of being a first mover in the green energy sector. Newfoundland and Labrador's unique geography, strong wind resources, and proximity to large centers of demand will make it a globally competitive green hydrogen production region. The company points out that the vast majority of existing hydrogen production relies on natural gas or coal for its electricity, which means it produces unwanted carbon emissions. Meanwhile, the company says construction of its first wind farm is slated for late next year, Port Peninsula. In Cape St. George, which is on the peninsula, Mayor Stella Corneck has said residents are worried about the project's potential impact on the area's delicate ecosystem, which includes rare and endangered plants. On Saturday, the Prime Minister's office confirmed Trudeau will accompany the Chancellor on a brief Canadian visit that will include earlier stops in Montreal and Toronto starting August 21st. Okay, so more news confirming that Canada is going to be exporting hydrogen and ammonia to Germany. Now, this news has been speculated several times before, but this is now the first time that the two governments have been involved in something specific. The problem, though, that I'm seeing with this announcement is that Canada is specifying one specific technology and one specific project, which is not even in development yet, with which to provide the hydrogen and or ammonia to Germany or Europe. And it's in situations like this that I believe that the United States' latest energy bill and what it mentions about hydrogen has it right, where it focuses on the carbon intensity of the project rather than the technology. Now, it's entirely possible that Germany is willing to pay a premium for a new wind farm to go through its entire development cycle before getting any product out and over to Germany, as well as the price premium that Germany is going to have to pay on the hydrogen and ammonia that they're buying. All right, that's it for me, everyone. If you have a second, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a good review on whatever platform it is that you listen to. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, whatever it is, that would be a tremendous help to the show. And as always, if you have any feedback, you're welcome to email me directly at info@thehydrogenpodcast.com. And as always, take care, stay safe, I'll talk to you later.
Hey, this is Paul. I hope you liked this podcast. If you did and want to hear more, I'd appreciate it if you would either subscribe to this channel on YouTube or connect with your favorite platform through my website at www.thehydrogenpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. I very much appreciate it. Have a great day.